Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I had a really good day with my kids. My oldest wrote me from San Francisco and we texted, for like about an hour, so it was pretty cool. He told me he loved me and Happy Mother's Day, and then we talked about life, and my youngest surprised me with not one but 2 bouquets of roses. I couldn't believe it. There were mini bouquets. They were beautiful, long-stemmed roses, and it's like 5 colors in the 2 bouquets combined. I was happy because he felt like maybe 4 wasn't enough for me, so he got me 8 roses, but it came with all these other plants. It was beautiful, like ferns and baby's breath. Oh, just the works, the woiks. And then he went and I asked him to go get some milk for coffee at the store next door. And he took a really long time. I'm like, how hard is it to get milk? He's like right next door. I'm like, he's doing something else. He's buying something else. I'm like, that's okay. Baby's gonna surprise me. I felt like maybe he's looking for a donut. Maybe he went down the street to the bakery to buy there's like eclairs or something, just something little like that. I thought. He comes back with this enormous cake. I mean, enormous cake. And it says, Feliz Dia de la Madre. Yeah, Feliz Dia Madre. That's right. Happy Mother's Day. I get that confused with Feliz Dia de la Madre, which is Day of the Woman. So we also have Day of the Woman here in South America. I love that. In the U.S., I've never even heard of it. I got to Colombia, and it was like within 1 or 2 weeks, I was like, what? I'm in the Happy Woman's Day world? This is cool. Anyway. I just realized Women's World, isn't that a magazine from like the 80s or 90s? I don't know. It's probably still a magazine, actually. But anyway, this cake was so beautiful. It was like bright red and had all this frosting on it. And it was like the light whipped cream frosting. They don't do buttercream frosting here. So we're going to have to learn how to make it for ourselves if we want old-fashioned cake from the U.S. But we cut into the cake. We're like, oh man, this is so good. And then after the second or third bite, we're like, wait a minute. This cake is like kind of terrible. We were like, oh my God. And the more we ate it, and we ate the whole cake today. It was a really small cake. We ate the whole thing today, but we had a great deal of fun just making fun of the cake. It was like, I don't know, 4 layers of dried out old whole wheat bread. And in between the layers was vanilla pudding, not frosting, not like a cream layer, literally pudding. And it did not make, ironically, the bread part taste more moist or good. It just didn't match. It was like, imagine spreading vanilla pudding on old dried out bread. You'll have the exact flavor of this cake. And then interdispersed throughout the cake, there was like random little bits of fruit. In the entire cake, there were, I kid you not, 2 half of a pea size pieces of strawberry. It was like super random. Like there wasn't supposed to be strawberry in the cake at all. And then there was a lot of pieces of passion fruit. But it was like kind of old a little bit, so it tasted weird, smelled a little weird. It was still good, but it was like a little strange. And then there was peaches. And do peaches grow here? Yes, they do. Were these peaches fresh? No, they were canned, like the kind that come in the heavy syrup. I'm like, oh my God, did some like little old grandma make this? Like, it's not the professional baker lady. Is she off for the day and someone else made the cake? And my son and I were laughing so hard. He's like, no, it's got to be like the daughter made the cake for the mom, and the mom knows how bad her cooking is, so she just sold it. We're like, no, it can't be that. But at one point, I bit into something that was like hard and dry, and like I spit it out and it was like a bunch of white. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And we both kind of decided it was probably drywall. We're like, what happened to this baker lady? All of her other baked goods are excellent. So she kind of flailed on the cake, but it gave us a really hilarious experience, and probably we'll be talking about it for years to come, how horrible this cake was. And I don't know, sometimes a nice cake can provide bonding, and sometimes just tearing apart a horrible, horrible try. Seriously, I forgot to yell, nailed it. But that would have been perfect. A perfect moment for that cake. But we just kept eating it, though. I mean, it was like still good, but it wasn't good. It wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to get another cake. It was more like, yeah, we shouldn't have been lazy. We should have really gone downtown and got the best cake in town. It's like chocolate, and it's got layers of cherry, and it's like a bunch of cherry, like cherry marmalade, but mixed with cherry liqueur. And I think they might pour a little bit of rum or something in the cake. I mean, it's an amazing cake. I mean, the chocolate is so dark. It's like 70% cacao, like the really dark, bittersweet chocolate mixed in with, oh God, it's the best. So I'm like, why don't we go get the good cake that we know exists? But we didn't anything. It was like one of these last minute things. My son just literally, I'm going to go eat Meltdown, and came back with a cake. I'm like, oh, sweet. So then we made our coffee and had our cake and watched TV and hung out, watched a movie and talked. And as our family often does, it took us like 4 hours to watch a 2-hour movie. And we had to keep stopping and talking about things from the movie and ideas we had and plans for the future. And we always do that. I mean, it's like ADHD. Is it genetic? I don't know. Oh, crazy stuff. Anyway, so I just at least wanted to tell you guys I love you and happy Mother's Day. I hope you told your mother you loved her. If your mother has passed, you can still say, hey, happy Mother's Day. In fact, I'm going to do that now because I haven't done it all day. Happy Mother's Day to all my mothers and grandmothers that have passed before me, plus all my ancestors and all my family lines. So, love you guys all. There you go. So, that's how you do it. You just say it out loud. That's it. Your words have power and meaning, and God created this world, at least the world we just came from, the 3D world, was created with the Logos, the Word. By His Word it was made so. We're part of God. By our word it is made so. So, there you go. Anyway, let's see here. I wrote some stuff. Yeah, there's a kind of a bit of a sad, daunting sort of news thing. It's bugging me. I'd known about it for 2 days, but I just didn't know how to work it in, and now, okay, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. All right, so this is the thing. Over 1 million species on the planet are going to be extinct, like, really freaking soon, like within the next year. That's what's expected. 1 million species are going to be wiped out. We have been losing steadily for the past several years. I think I heard 5 or 7 years. We have been losing 2.5% of the world's insect population. And so what, you say? And woohoo, say I. But actually, after that initial feeling, it's actually, you have to realize, you know what though? Insects are needed in the way that the world was set up. We need bees to make honey. We don't really need mosquitoes so much. I could do without them, except they are food for things like frogs and other animals. So larger life eats smaller life, except in humans' cases, we're smaller life eating larger life in the case of cows or pigs, or you eat enough pigs, you become the larger life. That's a you are what you eat reference. Woo! Okay. But it's just, I mean, it's not really a dog eats dog world so much, but it is like a cheetah eat antelope world, and a frog eat fly world, and a frog eat mosquito world, and fish eat mosquitoes. Freshwater fish eat mosquitoes because mosquitoes have to land on top of water surfaces to drink water. And when they do that, they get eaten by the fish. Well, if we don't have mosquitoes, the fish aren't going to live very long. And if we're eating fish, we're not going to live very long because we don't have any fish anymore. You know how it works. Anyway, there are currently right now, today, 8 million species on the planet. And in 1 year, there's going to be 7 million only. I mean, it still sounds like a lot, right? But it's kind of a lot to process if you really think about it. 150 scientists gathered in a world conference from 50 different countries over the past weekend or maybe past week. And that's what they said. That's what they came up with. They're like, 1 million species are literally slated to be extinct. So, I don't know. It's not too late to turn it around, though, they say. We do have 5 massive, massive islands created through aggregation of plastic in the ocean. Plastic islands. One of them was a freaking island of condoms. Ugh. Used condoms. I don't know, people are throwing them down the drain that leads directly to the ocean, or having sex on the beach, which is hella uncomfortable, by the way. Oh my God. Ugh, I tried it once. It was nerve-wracking because people kept walking by, first of all. And second of all, you get a piece of sand where you don't want to have a piece of sand. And that can ruin your whole damn day because sand is little teeny tiny pieces of glass. It can ruin your week. If you're stubborn and keep trying, that will ruin your week. But it's where are the condoms coming from? How come people aren't just dumping them in landfills? Ugh, I hate that idea too. But I don't know. What are you going to do? I mean, $1 billion was spent on Notre Dame, people offered from all over to help repair Notre Dame, which is good. It's a historical landmark and blah, blah, blah. But $1 billion is what it takes to clear out the big plastic island floating off the coast of California. $5 billion would take care of all of the oceans and clean them up. People have enough money to do it. Why isn't it being done? In bizarre news today, and I'm going to get back to one of these points in a moment, but in really bizarre news today, and I think this happened in the past week, one of the, or several of the legislature people, lawmakers, whatever, I don't even know how to talk about this. It's so maddening I can't even think straight. Basically, they're trying to pass a law in Georgia, in the United States, that if a woman miscarries, if a woman is pregnant and has a miscarriage, she has to go to jail for 30 years. That's something you can't control. Usually, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are more components to the male DNA than the female DNA. If a woman miscarries a baby, chances are it's because there was something wrong with the sperm, and the woman's body rejected the whole process because that baby was going to be born with 7, 8 fingers, 3 heads, who knows? 0 testicles, but it's a boy. I don't know. It's just you don't know what kind of freak of nature that woman's body rejected. Be grateful, be damn grateful that 33% of all pregnancies end in miscarriage, because those are the babies that would cost people hundreds of thousands of dollars. They might not survive, but now the family is devastated. I mean, it's nature knows how to take care of nature, and a woman's body knows how to determine whether this is a viable pregnancy or not. Like, what if the woman was, is doing drugs, or what if the man is doing drugs? Cocaine attaches itself to the sperm of men, and then when they impregnate the women, the babies come out like really kind of agitated. They come out sociopathic or more like psychopathic, because sociopathy is normally learned as a learned behavior. But a lot of times the babies will just come out with all kinds of like aggression, and just think about a really super coked up person who's an addict. Imagine that look on a baby. Ooh, not such a good look there. Get that kid a bigger hat. But see, a woman's body decides and determines what is viable and what isn't, what's going to be good and what won't. So if a person will go to jail for 30 years because of something that is a natural process of nature, someone's got to stop the legislators, or all the women of Georgia have got to stand up and say, you know what? We're no longer going to have sex with men. We can have sex with vibrators. We can have sex with ourselves. We could have sex with other women. We could have video sex or phone sex, but we're never going to have physical sex ever again with a man until you change the law back to make it so that we're not going to go to jail for something that nature does. I mean, it's just so incomprehensible to me that this is a thing. I mean, I knew when I left the U.S., and like 6 months after I left, or maybe within a year after I left, the state of Michigan made oral sex illegal. And I'm like, hey, now what? Like, what? Why are we going backwards in this? Why are we going backwards in all these stupid laws? We should be taking more laws off of our bodies, not putting more laws on our bodies. I am damn slap happy grateful that I left the U.S., honestly. I'm glad I live in Ecuador now. Not to give up my citizenship, but I don't think I'll ever move back there. I mean, if the right, deal in Hollywood comes through, then sure, I'll move. I'll move temporarily. I'm always going to keep some kind of a residence here in Ecuador because, frankly, it's just not as crazy here. I mean, abortion is not legal here yet, but they're working on it. This year, they're working on gay marriage, too. They're a little bit behind in some things, but, I mean, just some of the crazy stuff coming out of the U.S., I'm just like, oh my God, it's like the Flint, Michigan water affected everybody's head, or at least the people in the South. I don't know what's happening. Why is this even, I mean, should we put men in jail for having low sperm counts? You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You kept your balls too close to your body and you took too many hot tubs and your sperm count is low and you can't procreate the way the Christian people of Georgia wish you to. So we're going to go ahead and put your ass in jail for 30 years. What are the odds of something like that happening? Like, slim to none. It's just like, this is not a political show, but that's like kind of, it's almost like a spiritual issue because, our bodies are temples that God created to house our souls, and God created every part of our body to work exactly perfect. Everything is perfect and in divine order all the time for every little tiny thing. When the mosquitoes and the bees disappear, God knows. God has a plan. Maybe the plan is mass extinction of the whole damn planet, right? We don't know the whole plan or why. It's not up for us to say, how are you going to do that, God? But, we're not here to ask how. but we are definitely witnesses to some of this crazy stuff. But I wanted to give you, because of the extinction events that are happening, I just wanted to give you guys some ideas about how you can make your little part of the world a little better. So instead of buying fruit, produce, vegetables at a store where they're going to box things in plastic, and then you get to the end of the end of the shopping experience and they box everything in an extra load of plastic, and then they go, oh, well, we're going to double bag it, so now there's 3 things of plastic, and half that crap's going to end up in the ocean becoming a floating island. So what do? I suggest you bring a cloth bag to your local farmer market and make it a point of going to every farmer's market every Thursday, every Saturday, whenever it is. Some places, I think Portland might have a farmer's market daily. Where I live here, we have like 3 or 4 in this city alone. And they all sell different things, and oh, it's amazing. I love going to the market here. I mean, I could go spend $60 on produce at the local store, most of which will go bad within a week. And I could spend $20 at the local mercado, the open air market, directly buying the fruit from the farmers that was picked that day or the day before. And for $20, I could buy 4 or 5 times as much. It's like ridiculous. I mean, I bought 25 apples for like $5 when I was making apple pies for Christmas. It was amazing. I couldn't believe how very little money I spent at the farmer's market. And if I had remembered to bring my cloth bag, darn it, I could have avoided the whole plastic bag thing. Plus the plastic bags, they open up and they break and everything flies everywhere. So I do have some, more permanent bags, and you can buy them too in all the stores around the whole world. You can buy more permanent bags. And you can use those at your grocery stores, your normal grocery stores. Some places, I think Trader Joe's gives you like a discount if you use those. They have their own with their own logo on it. They're really cool. I used to have a few of them. I loved them, and they stood upright in the back of your trunk. It was amazing. Back when I had a car, back when I lived in California and actually had a Trader Joe's. And of course, it was nice, to keep my wine so it wouldn't roll around the back. Oh God. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, bringing those bags to any store is, that's a good thing. And the other thing is, if you go to farmers markets, they're not going to give you a plastic bag at all either. So a lot of times if you just have like a cart, I've seen in Chico when I used to live there at the farmers market, these ladies would have these, they're like baskets on wheels. And I have one here, but sometimes they're metal, sometimes they're cloth. I've got a cloth one. But you just put the produce right in the basket. I mean, what's the problem going to be? You're just going to wheel it over to your car or over to your house or onto the bus. I mean, put a little liner, put a little pillowcase to keep your produce from getting soot or dust or whatever on it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can use like a little, just a messenger bag for grocery days that are short. You only have to buy 10 items. They'll fit in a messenger bag. That will eliminate some of the plastic. But try to buy everything local because the trucks, they're coming from forever away. That's like all the pollution in the air, all the gas and oil. There's like so much in that. So just always try to buy whatever you can local. Like, I have a pretty convenient mall, like 8 blocks away, something like that. But I shop most of the time. Even though it's a little more expensive, I buy from the family literally next door. They have a little tiny tienda, and it has little aisles and stuff. But, okay, so like a packet of Jell-O that's normally 60 cents will be 80 cents. But it's like going to cost me $5 to go to the mall. But this way I'm saving on gas. I'm saving my time, actually, and it's more convenient. And plus I'm supporting a family. They have like 5 or 6 people in their family. So I'm supporting their whole family, And I feel like it's nice to be personal, to support the people local, the closest people to you. And it creates stronger communities as well. But I wanted to tell you, you can extract water from the air using a sailcloth. You could water your garden for free. You could have a garden if you don't live in a house or a place where you can have a garden. You could buy grow lights or put a vertical hanging sort of garden. And you could grow like 20, 30 plants in a 5 by 3 foot space. And there are ways to do it. Just look on YouTube, just look online. You could grow food inside your house, and then that's going to save you money and it's going to save you time because you just go to your living room or your kitchen or whatever to pick whatever you need. And it'll make you healthier. And plus you can interact with the fairy world more. If you're like me, I love to interact with the fae folk. They're really awesome and they have beautiful energy and they will give you love. You give them love, they love you back. It's kind of beautiful. So you could always use candles, for electricity. You can make candles out of oil, like olive oil. It's long burning. You just, go look online, go to some crafty sites, YouTube, go to, Michael's or whatever the equivalent is now. I don't even know if that exists anymore, but, just eat less meat. That will, and, per week, if you are still eating meat, eat a little bit less. That will release some of your carbon footprint. We got to save the planet. We all have to do something. I started doing my part by just shopping mostly next door. If she doesn't have broccoli today, I'll go back tomorrow. I don't have to do all my shopping where they have all the things I need in one day. I can make a different meal today. Okay, fine. You got carrots and celery, I'll make stew. Tomorrow you have radishes and lettuce, I'll make a salad tomorrow instead of today. I just kind of, depending on what they have is what I eat. I'm a little bit more flexible than I used to be, which is hard for a Virgo. So I don't have a car anymore. That's another thing I did. If you have the ability to do it, put a bat house on the outside of your house. If you can house some bats, if you're kind of more towards the countryside or the outskirts of a city, that will help bats. We need more bats. Bats help to pollinate our fruit and vegetables. And they also eat mosquitoes. Even though mosquitoes, how come the cockroaches can't go extinct and the mosquitoes? I'm sorry. I'm being a speciesist. That's probably wrong, but I'm sure that not one person's going to judge me about that. All right. You can also bring cups from home to get coffee, or please don't drink soda anymore. But if occasionally you drink soda, from a fast food place, don't eat fast food anymore. But if you do, just bring cups from home, bring bags from home. There are glass water bottles. My girlfriend, Lisa, had one of these. It was amazing. It was like covered in this really thick rubber holder. And so like if she dropped it, and I saw her drop it on concrete, and I just went, oh, and she went, oh, and my kids and her kid went, oh, and we were like, oh no. And she's like, it was a $25 bottle. I'm afraid to look. And she's shutting her eyes. I'm like, okay. And I picked it up and it was perfect. Not one scratch. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So she eliminates plastic water bottles by using her glass water bottle and a filter, just to filter tap water. And I thought that was so nice. That's so great. And it doesn't break when you drop it. So you can look those up. I forgot what they're called, but there's a lot of stuff like this. Just go look on how to release or decrease your carbon footprint a little bit, My oldest kid told me today, he's like, you know what, Mom? I want to buy a piece of land in the middle of nowhere, and I want to build a house that does not use electricity and has no running water. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because I know how to pull water from the air. That's not a problem. If you live near a river, a running creek or something, that's not going to be an issue at all, especially if he comes here to Ecuador. But there's still some places where you could just do that. You could just live in the middle of nowhere, camp, or build a little house. There's aircrete houses. I want to build some of those. And bugs do not come in. Mold will not grow in an aircrete house. You just got to learn how to make it. But there are professionals who'll come and do it. $1,500 will build you a small igloo. Like the size of the bedroom I'm sitting in now. So, I mean, for like $5,000, you could have like a pretty nice size house. Made from aircrete. It's going to look weird, but I mean, I don't know. I'm always thinking about this stuff, constantly thinking about this stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Today for Mother's Day, the sunset was absolutely gorgeous again. I got a couple pictures, but they didn't come out. It didn't look the same. And my son noticed it first. He said, "Oh my God, Mom, look at this Mother's Day sunset. It's like a gift from God to all mothers here." And we looked outside, and it was so pink. It was hot pink and bright red and orange and peach, like all those kinds of colors. And then off in the other distance, it was a very soft, pale baby's breath pink. Not baby's breath, but I mean baby pink. And amethyst purple and cobalt blue and all kinds of turquoise and green. And then in the clouds themselves, there was a layer of golden clouds and a layer of silver clouds. And at first when I saw, I'm like, oh yeah, pink clouds, whatever. Like, oh yeah, it's nice, it's pretty. And I wasn't totally paying attention. And then I got more closer to the window and, oh my God, it's so hot pink. I'm like, wow. And then my son's like, well, look at the rest of the sky. And he saw it with his third eye, his psychic eye. His psychic vision and quantum seeing is coming online. And he's like, oh my God. And he's like, it was just like hundreds of colors. Everywhere he looked was a different color. And I couldn't see it at first. And then he's like, this is that, that's that. And once he pointed it out to me, I said, oh my God. Then I started to see it. Wow. It was a really beautiful sky today. I wish I would have been able to get my camera to see what we're seeing. But when you have a camera that was made in the third dimension, and you're in the fifth, and you're seeing upper levels of things now, it's a little hard to take the pictures of it. But I do my best, and I did put some stuff up on my Twitter, Mermaid Girl 888. And also, it's on my Instagram, the same, Mermaid Girl 888. My marketer started calling me this week the Mermaid of Ecuador. He literally put that in my advertisements. Another advertisement from the Mermaid of Ecuador. I'm like, aw, that's kind of cute. I always fancied myself a secret mermaid, so hey, that's cool. And this mermaid's still looking for her pirate who's going to rob her heart. I still want my pirate. But still looking for my twin, but right now not totally ready for a relationship. Unless it's my twin, then we're going to save the world together. But all right. Well, today in Schumann Resonance News, they only had one little blurb, and it was at 1700, so in the morning it wasn't enough to write anything, I guess. They write, 40 hertz was the peak of today, a day of light activity. Oh, like all mothers everywhere. I had a day of light activity too. I literally just ate cake with my son and watched TV and talked. Usually crap about the cake. Talked a lot of shit about the cake, but it's okay. It's okay. We had fun in our own weird way, in our unique family. But anyway, it's a day of light activity. It occurred at 13:30 UTC time. Other minor peaks were between 4 and 7:30 in the morning, with amplitude from 23 up to 35 hertz in the morning. So the highest the Schumann resonance got today was 40 hertz. Well, that's nice. That's kind of respectable, right? That is the fifth dimension. So pretty interesting how this is going. We'll see. I kind of half expect the 17th to be another big day. I don't know why, but, at least the first 3 months of this year, it was a big day. We'll see. The moon was out today. It was beautiful, beautiful full moon. So on the Ascension Symptoms Scale today, I felt a lot of energy. Getting ready for this. This is going to be late, 3 nights in a row. Apologies again. I sat down to write my show. I had all kinds of energy, and I started to think about what I was going to do the show on, and I passed out again. I couldn't function for an hour because I'm getting all kinds of downloads. Last night I was looking at some videos of the ocean, and then I saw a video on Thailand, and it's called Moving Art on Netflix. It's very relaxing and very beautiful and artistic, and I started getting all kinds of downloads last night watching scenes from nature. So even if you don't have time to go out in nature, watch scenes from nature. Some of these shows are incredible, and it just excites your mind in different ways. And oh my gosh, I was getting so many downloads. I was just like, what? Oh, so many, by the way. I woke up, my eyes were a very beautiful, like turquoise blue with a dark blue ring around the edge. and then I had like some yellow and like golden yellow flecks in the center of my eyes. I don't know why my eyes do this, but that was weird. My eyes have never been this color in my life. Usually they're bluish green or green, just straight up green. And sometimes I have green with golden little hints of brown or gold, but normally green is my main color of my eyes. And I mean, my eyes are like turquoise blue today. I'm like, what? Look into the mirror. I'm telling you guys, check your eye color every day. Maybe keep an eye diary. Because if your eyes start changing, because you're in the 5th dimension and everything is changing over to the crystalline form in the higher levels and the higher dimensional selves that you are, I'm wondering about this. My eyes looked super, super, super clear. Like just an empty sea of like the sea in the Caribbean. My eyes were almost that color. I was blown away. I was just like walking in the bathroom, stumbling in the bathroom and in the morning and just whatever. And I wanted to check my eyes, see if they're still red from last night because I smoked a little dubage. And they were so blue. I couldn't believe it. What? So check your eyes every day. Write that down. See what's happening with your eyes. Ascension Symptom Scale. I'm going to ask my higher guidance. I forgot to ask before I got here. Are we above 98? Are we at 99? We're still at 99, guys, on the Ascension Symptoms. That makes sense because everything I just told you. Not as many aches and pains, but I'm having a lot of downloads. Mental fatigue, just wanting to pass out, everything. Anyway, I'm gonna take a little break. Just let the next 1 minute or whatever play out. The next is just one quick little ad, and then when I come back, we are going to talk about how to manifest in the 5th dimension. It's different. It's different than the 3rd. So we're going to talk about it. God gave me some ideas, some very basic stuff. We're not going to get into deep metaphysics, the really intense stuff, because he just said we're going to go over like the beginning stages of this so you get used to the idea. So you get used to the idea, and you can refer back to this as many times as you wish, because all my archive shows are free, always will be. And yeah, I guess we're entering a whole new territory, so we got to learn some stuff. And then after a while, God said he'll give me more detailed instructions on what to do to quickly manifest everything you need like this. All right, I'll be right back. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was, but as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast, and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. All right, guys. So manifesting in the third dimension before took so frickin' much time, didn't it? Didn't it just seem like, man, what the heck, you know? Like it could take you, I mean, you could manifest something in 5 minutes or you could manifest something in a year. A lot of it had to do with all of your mental interference. A lot of it had to do with your willpower, how much you could will something into your life, and how much doubt and negativity surrounded you, and how clean your emotional body was. If it's full of crap from your past and your current life and all your past lives from other times, you block yourself on so many levels, right? And then our minds, you know, we had to have a strong will and strong mind, and, you know, how you manifest before in the 3D, and it took a long time. And it's double frustration for you if you remember living in heaven, you know, before you got here, and you think of a person and boom, they're there next to you. Or you think of a person and boom, you're there next to them, whatever's more convenient. You imagine a house and boom, you got a house. You imagine a hill, boom, there's a hill. Imagine it flat again, you don't like the hill, boom. Just like that. Flat land. Or trees, or change of color in 2 seconds. When my husband first went, my ex-husband, when he first went to heaven, and after he had his resting time, I don't know, like 6 months or so, I don't know, he came to me. In fact, he didn't even have his rest there for a while. He had like about a week or something where he contacted everybody, and then he went back, and then he had his rest. And you always have a rest like they cocoon you. It's almost like you just sleep, you're passed out, and your soul is tired, and people cocoon you, and they give you love, and they surround you with soft music and your favorite colors and geometric patterns that will help you heal faster. And I mean, people that go through really horrible, harrowing experiences, like they'll be cocooned for a couple years. So if somebody in your life went through a horrible, horrible, horrible time over years, it took them to die, it might take them years before they can contact you through a psychic medium or directly to you if you are telepathic or psychic yourself. So don't worry. It's not like they're ignoring you or they actually secretly hated you and now they're showing their lack of love or something. It's nothing to do with that. It's just people a lot of times will cocoon for a long time. Most people, though, that just died pretty sudden will cocoon for just a few months. Anyway, when my ex first showed me, he showed me his favorite restaurant. He said, this is like the restaurant I ate at in the 70s in Southern Cali, and this is my favorite pinball machine, and this is my favorite pizza, but I could order pizza from any restaurant I want, so it's pretty cool. And then he showed me some of his friends that had died from high school and introduced me, and then he took me to his apartment. He's like, yeah, look, it's so cool, I got my own apartment. I'm like, why didn't you get your own house? He's like, I don't know. That's weird. Maybe it's temporary housing. He's like, well, I wanted to show you this. And he takes me into his bathroom. He's like, look at this shower. This shower is phenomenal. I'm like, well, you don't get dirty in heaven. Why do you have a shower? And he goes, oh, that's a good point. And I looked around. I go, well, I noticed you don't have a toilet. He goes, well, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, well, you could unmanifest a shower because you're never going to get dirty again. Not when you're in heaven. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, that's so weird. Why would I design it that way? And then I definitely didn't want the toilet. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but you had a sink to wash your hands. He's like, yeah, this is weird. This is weird. We had this really strange conversation. Then I visited him another time. He goes, well, I added more room to the living room because I took out the shower. I didn't need any more. It was so weird. It was like so weird. Like you can instantly manifest wherever you want in the seventh dimension. That's how it is. But now in 5D, we're here in 5D, so we got to stop and drop and roll off all of our emotional and spiritual and etheric bodies, the linear thinking and the point A to point B to point C to point D, and this happens and that happens. It's got to be in time, and it takes a long time, and I got to overcome all myself, because when you're in the fifth dimension, you're automatically getting rid of and releasing all of your emotional crap anyway, right? If you haven't already done it before you hit 5D, you're still working on it, that's okay. But it's easier to let go of it from here, isn't it? Are you guys noticing that? It's a little bit easier. It's actually a lot easier. And people are okay with you talking about it now. It's like, oh, all right. The TV shows and movies I watch, people are very open about it. Oh, yeah, well, I had a crappy childhood. My mom did this, my dad did that, or this one thing happened. But you know what? I'm okay. I'm getting through it. Things are good. Things are looking up. People are not afraid to talk about their stuff. When I was a kid, everyone was terrified of talking about their inner feelings, let alone things that happened in the past. Let sleeping dogs lie was something I heard a lot. I'm like, sleeping dogs they're not even alert, let alone talk. How could they even lie to you? Okay, that's not what they meant. Anyway, but now we're in the 5D. And so we are thinking in different ways. We're not just thinking point A to point B. We're just thinking, I want that. And when you think of that, that comes with an emotion. We're thinking with our emotional bodies more than our minds. We're thinking with our hearts and our desires more than our brain. It's a different function. It's a different way of doing it. It's kind of rather cool. That's why I'm losing words while I'm talking, because I'm thinking with emotions. I'm thinking with, like literally, I'm like a lot of times I'll be talking to you guys and I'm moving my arms in a certain way in patterns, and it's just an automatic thing. And a lot of times I'm like, I'll be sending you guys love. I'm pushing the love to you. I'm like sending you the love, and I'm sending you the ideas that I'm having and the feelings, and I'm like wrapping them together and I send it to you. I do it automatically. I don't even think about it. It's probably a good thing I'm not on video because I look like a lunatic. But I'm sending you a lot of good energy, though. Accept it if you wish. You don't have to, but you know, it's always there for you to pluck out of the air. It's instantaneous. It gets to you right away. But this is what God told me. These exact words are not mine. They are from the divine directly. He says, everything is responsive to your thoughts and imaginings. And now all of your thoughts and imaginings are set in motion automatically. I'm going to read that again. Everything is responsive to your thoughts and your imaginings. Now, imaginings is more than thoughts. Imaginings includes your heart. It includes your feelings, your emotions, and pictures in your mind. We're now thinking in pictures. We're not thinking in words as much, but in pictures and images and colors more than physical objects. So, like when I'm thinking of having a house, I'm thinking of the green grass outside. I'm thinking of the blue sky with the white clouds. And I'm thinking about swimming in, and I'm thinking about the emotional feeling I get when I swim in my own swimming pool. Because I want a swimming pool. And I'm imagining the cold water on my body and how strong and fit my body is because I've been swimming all the time. Those are the kinds of things I'm not imagining, you know, like a sub-zero freezer, blah, blah, blah. You know, like I'm not thinking about the technical details of the house. Like before, like when I was in 3D, I would think I want, you know, granite countertops, and I want white cupboards, and I want, you know, I'd still think of black or white or green, but I was also thinking about exactly how I wanted the layout of the house, and I walk in the living room, it's got to be to the right, and the staircase has to be the left, and like I was very specific. Now I'm just like, I want a place where I could swim and where I could be in nature, where I'm going to see parrots and the animals of Ecuador, but I don't want to live in the jungle because I don't want a lot of insects, you know. So I think about the feeling I'm going to get when I'm outside in front of my fire pit, and the laughter that will ring out in the air as my kids and I tell each other hilarious stories. You see how I'm going with this? I'm not specifically trying to manifest a specific house on a specific lane in a specific city. I'm just trying to manifest the feeling of what I want. And it's automatically, I'm doing this automatically, right? I'll let you guys know when I get the house or the money or whatever to get the house. But I've already manifested 2 properties that are 1,000 acres that I could go live on for free in the past year. I've had 2 invitations. Oh, we got plenty of room. Come and live. Come and build your house on my land. I don't care. Or come and live in my mansion that my grandparents built. I don't even live there most of the year. You know, you could live in the house with me, or you could, you know, put a tent outside, whatever you want. I don't care. All you have to do is grow your own food and give classes to the locals once a week. Oh, okay. I could do that. Help the locals in whatever way you can to help their economy, and they'll leave you alone. They'll be happy you're there. Just make the locals happy and you could be there free. So I've already manifested some things. It's cool. But it's always with like emotion, like what do I want? But I'm not, the other thing is I've noticed that we have erased all doubt and fear and angst and anxiety and negativity and self-hatred and self-loathing. We've already erased a lot of people I know who were addicted to stuff before no longer are addicted anymore. some hardcore cases, like people I know who are addicted to porn or addicted to having sex constantly. These people are now coming to me going, you know what? I want something higher for myself. I'm actually respecting other people's bodies more. I'm respecting my own body more. It's weird. How did I change like that? I didn't actively try to do it, but now I'm new. I'm a different person now. The 3D world doesn't have their hooks in us anymore. They don't have it doesn't have its hooks in us any longer. We can hear some horrible, horrible, sad, tragic, bad news and go, wow. And then, wow, look at that sunset. It's beautiful. We're focused and don't feel guilty about that. Guilt is gone. We have to focus on the higher because it's the only way we're going to pull the other people up with us. As they wake up, they will see the higher. They will go a new way. So that's how we are pulling our brethren with us to the 5D, okay? But this is what God said. Everything is responsive to your thoughts and imaginings. And now all your thoughts and imaginings are set in motion automatically. But be careful. Proceed with caution. Because what if your thoughts are still running wild? Maybe you're going to manifest things you don't want. You know, do you still have thoughts when you're walking down the street that a dog might come and run up and bite you in the leg? My son was bit last week, and he's been in the fifth dimension. He's like, yeah, this dog just came and ran up and bit me in the leg. He drew blood, Mom. A vampire bat bit him like 6 months ago. He comes home with a bloody V on his leg, and he's like, oh my God, I didn't even feel it. A vampire bat. I'm like, wow, 2 more bites, you're going to be a vampire yourself. So it's like when the natural world is attacking you, you got to pay attention to that. There's something going on there. I got bit by a mosquito today. I never get mosquito bites, like ever. And I had 2. I think because I was out in Park Paradise last night, but it was probably from last night, but it was weird for me. I don't get bitten by anything, so that was strange. I got to look that up in my insect episode I did. But yesterday my son was walking through the same park. The same dog ran up to bite him again, and he turned and he talked to the dog directly as if the dog was a person in Spanish, because the dog's a Spanish speaker, we assume. We always assume the animals in Ecuador speak Spanish. And the dog stopped and gave him kind of a dirty look, and then just yelped a little bit, like, oh, whatever, kind of griped, and then went away and did not bite my son today. Yeah, or yesterday. So you got to be careful about what your thoughts are. So my son probably thought, oh man, that dog bit me last time I was here. Probably what he thought. Probably first time was like, oh God, that dog, I want that dog to bite me. You know what I mean? Like, you have automatic thoughts that you don't think about because they're automatic, right? So you got to proceed with caution and be careful and know your own mind. Okay? You start to think negative or bad, or you get back down to those 3D remnants that are rattling around in any part. Go back a couple days ago. I did the cleaning and clearing, how to clear your energy and space. I gave you like 100 ways to do it, and maybe 50, but still using 1 or 2 will help. You know, this is important. It's important to know your own mind, focus, keep complete focus of what you want. If you lay down at night in a bedroom you don't want to stay in any longer, that's okay. Because where you are now is a result of your past. You know this from The Secret, What the Bleep Do We Know, all the Law of Attraction movies and books. You know this. I know you know this. You know this. If you don't know this, there's a deeper part of you that absolutely knows this. Ooh, heard some doors unlocking. And I know no one's listening to me right now, but I could see in the future. I saw some doors and lights. Light bulbs above the heads and doors to the mind are unlocking. I just heard a couple clicks. That was cool. Ooh, I love being multidimensional. It's fun. I mean, I'm not 100% there, obviously, but I'm like, whoa. When little things like that happen, I'm like, oh, yes, we're going there. It's so cool. All right. So God says, be careful, proceed with caution, but also know that everything and anything can change in an instant with your thoughts here. Faster than the 3D world, but there's still a little bit of a delay, so don't panic. In the 7D, everything is instantly created or drawn to you. Okay, and in the 9th dimension, you create things such as color that didn't even exist previously, and these appear instantaneously, even though they don't exist anywhere. When you get to the 9th dimension, you get to be one of the top creators when you live in the 9th dimension. The Arcturians, I think they know that. They created a world of peace. They all wear crystals dangling in front of their foreheads. It keeps them focused and knowing that their thoughts are going to create whatever they think, so they've got to focus constantly. It's a high vibration, a lot of energy in the 9th dimension. I met the people who made color for this world. They all stood behind me. I couldn't see their faces. I don't know if they had any. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw like long white robes. It was kind of eerie, but also very serene. And they just were showing me like this is almost like a machine, but it wasn't what we think of as machines. It was all these geometric patterns, and they're all formulated by the ways that circles are put in angles to each other. But it's all to do with circles. But you could create a triangle with a circle. You could create a square with a couple triangles. You just they showed it to me. And then you reflect light and energy, and that creates color. And then they showed me how it kind of goes down through all the dimensions. It gets filtered and gets denser and heavier. So it was very, I mentioned this a few times, but it's so interesting. All right. You are co-creators of your world, your life path, and your reality. I'm going to say it again. You are co-creators of your world, your life, your path, your reality. All right? Create with your brethren and also with us. That's when Mother God stepped in. Father, Mother God worked together in this world, okay? In the 5th dimension, they work together. They're equal partners. And so are you, an equal partner with the divine creators and with me and with everybody, all of your brethren, all the people that decided to come to 5D consciously. And there's people every day waking up, and they're all coming. There's a lot of people behind us that haven't woken up yet. 99.9% of the world don't believe in this stuff yet. If they hear of it, they're like, they're kooks. They're in a club. I hope they don't drink the Kool-Aid, right? But they're laughing at us now. But we're going to be light years ahead, so that when they wake up, they're going to go, oh, God, please help me. We're going to go, yeah, come on. Come on, sister. Come on, brother. Let's go. Vamos. Let's go to the higher realm and co-create and make a beautiful world together. That's what we're doing. Heaven on earth, baby. So that's what the 5th dimension is all about. So now God told me, Mother, Father, God, they told me, imagine as if you're standing on a clock. This is a metaphor, okay? It's not exactly what's happening, but God wanted to give me a concrete metaphor that we could anchor into in our minds so that we can kind of figure some of the stuff out, all right? So imagine you're standing on a circle, both your feet are kind of together, or maybe shoulder width apart if you're more comfortable imagining it that way, whatever, bare feet combat boots, I don't care what you're wearing, bunny rabbit slippers. You're standing on a circle, on a platform, and directly ahead of you, there is a line. And behind you, there's a line. Okay? And between those two lines, on the right and the left, there are 5 lines on each side, like a clock. And imagine you're standing on like a clock. You're looking at 12 o'clock. Behind you is 6 o'clock. Directly to your right is 3 o'clock. Directly to your left is 9 o'clock. All right? Like an old-fashioned round clock face. Now, if you imagine that each of these 12 lines that are going as far as the eye could see, or the third eye can see, in every direction, those are your possibilities for any and all given situations. And the points in between, say 1 and 2 o'clock, there's 60 minutes there, and in between each 60 minutes, there's 60 seconds. Imagine those are all lines, okay? Like an actual clock. Imagine this. This isn't an exact replication of what's happening, but this is going to help get your mind around it a little bit. Now, in between, like each hour from 12 to 1 or 3 to 4 or 9 to 10, doesn't matter. Every little minute that would be marked off. And then in between the minutes, every second that would be maybe possibly be marked off. Those are your probabilities. So the initial lines are possibilities. And in between that are probabilities. And from there, imagine that there's 1 million potential variations of each of those. So God is telling you to imagine that. Now, if you focus on what you want to happen, not controlling people, mind you, go back to my love spells, do they work episode. Yes, they work. Do they work on individuals? Yes, they do, but you're going to get a rude awakening. And when it comes, it's going to break your heart. So don't break yourself against the laws of God. The laws of God are solid and cannot be broken. You can only break yourself against God's laws, the laws of the universe. And there's different laws for each planet, by the way, and each dimension, by the way. Just when you become a lawyer in one dimension, you gotta go to another. I'm just kidding. Don't be a lawyer. There's a nice reference for you guys. If any of you are watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this season, there's a hilarious song called Don't Be a Lawyer. This girl asks, what about environmental law? No money, no money. Oh, it's horrible. Saying that basically if you become a lawyer, you're going to loathe yourself. It's just I don't know, it's a funny show, but anyway, don't control people, okay? So what you need to do is focus on what you want to happen and know that maybe there are 12 possibilities. 1 o'clock is I buy an apartment. 2 o'clock is I rent an apartment forever instead of buy. And possibility 3 is I buy a beach house. Possibility 4, I buy a house. Possibility 5, I buy a piece of land and camp in a tent. You see, you get the picture. So, possibility 7, I move to Italy. Possibility 8, I move to France. Possibility 9, I go to LA, whatever. So those are your possibilities. And then between that, you have a whole bunch of probabilities. All right, so maybe I do buy a house on land near the beach. Well, what are the probabilities of that? Well, all right, so probability of me doing it in April of next year is this amount, and probability of me doing it in May of next year, probability of me doing it this year. There's a whole bunch of probabilities along the lines of the possibilities. Well, inside of that, you've got 1 million potential variations. Oh, well, I was hoping to buy a house outright. Well, maybe I make payments. Or maybe one potential variation is I meet somebody who just loves my work and loves my podcast and leaves me their inheritance. And I got it through doing my podcast. They left me their inheritance and now I can buy a beach house. Or maybe I meet someone who's a little granny and she has no one left. Maybe she's the last of her family line and she leaves her house to me. If I promise to take good care of it. All right, fine. If I promise to bury her in the way she wanted. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. Those are all potential variations. Like you get the beach house, but how you get the beach house. Another potential variation is you get the beach house you wanted, but maybe it's not the exact one you wanted. You know, maybe you wanted a 3-story one, but now you've found a ranch house. Or maybe you want to live at the beach and you find a house that has everything you want except a pool, but right next door to that is an apartment building with a really nice pool and a better view. That's a potential variation. There's an example. You know, and this could be anything. Like, you know, I need to buy a new suit. What's the possibilities? A brown suit, a white suit, a blue suit. What are the potential variations? I buy it in Beverly Hills. I buy it in LA. I buy it in the Valley. I buy it at, Salvation Army. Another potential variation is my uncle dies and leaves me all of his suits. They happen to fit me perfect. You know what I mean? So you have to see that, you have to understand that there's not just one way you can go with something. And God wanted you to know that, say if you have 12 possibilities, you've got all the probabilities in between and 1 million potential variations. So don't do away with all your linear thinking. You don't need that anymore. You need your emotional feeling. What are you going to feel when you live at the beach? Are you going to feel inspired? Are you going to feel relaxed, stress-free? Are you going to feel happy and healthy? Are you going to feel inspired to go exercise on the beach? Are you going to feel spiritual because you get to see and hear the whales and dolphins all day long, all night long? You see what I'm saying? So, all right. Focus on what you want to have or what want to happen. Don't control people. Imagine it as if it is already in existence now and you are there, and only focus on the emotions of it. And carry on with an attitude of gratitude and smile a lot. God literally said to tell you, smile a lot, baby, because you already got your beach house. You're not in it now because you're busy making money, or you're busy making friendships stronger. You're busy spending time with your kids, but you're smiling. Any moment you're going to grab those keys and go because you're there already. You imagine as if it already happened. And be grateful for it. You knew that back from the law of attraction before, but this time you have lack of self-doubt, lack of self-loathing, and lack of ability to do it, because you don't need as many skills and abilities here in the fifth dimension. You just need to manifest with your emotions in your heart and the ideas of color. When the powerful spiritual energy that you're getting, when you imagine being at the place that has the most spiritual potential, the highest vibration for you. All right, so God says, stay in a receptive state of mind. Keep yourself receptive and open and allowing for all multidimensional possibilities. You don't have to want to buy a house. You could just want to be a nomad. I have a friend, my friend Pablo from Argentina. He said yesterday to me, he said, you know what? I can't imagine ever putting roots down anywhere. I want to live in my VW bus forever and just repair it and make things perfect in my bus and just go anywhere I want anytime. He says, I'm living here now in the mountains with you. and I'm here being your friend, but maybe I'll go to Montanita. I'll go to the playa. I'm going to sit at the beach. Maybe I'll go surfing. Maybe I'll get a surfboard. Maybe you could come down and meet me there. I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. I love Montanita. It's the top surfing beach in frickin' South America. Yeah. Hells yeah, I'm there. It's so nice. Or heavens yeah, I'm there. It's beautiful. Yeah, the beach just north of it and the beach just south of it. Beautiful, beautiful places to be. It's like California in 1940. It's pristine, beautiful. So keep yourself in a receptive state. Now, after you imagine the clock and all the things going out and all the possibilities and the potentials and the probabilities, notice now that there are concentric rings going out from the clock circle that you're standing on. Each concentric. It's co-creating concentric, right? Okay. Anyway, each ring that goes out from the center, like the rings of a tree, if you will. If you cut a tree down, you'll see the rings in the tree going out in concentric circles. Or is it eccentric circles? No, I'm just kidding. Only the one I'm standing on. That's eccentric circles. I can't even say that word now. I'm trying to make fun of myself, and I can't do it. Can't do it in the fifth dimension. All right, each one in front of you is your future. So the closest one is your nearest future. The one after that is a little bit farther away. You see what I mean? And behind you, the closest one is your past, your more recent past. We're not going to worry about the right or the left right now. That's timeline hopping and dimension jumping. We're not going to get into that. So, sometimes you need to manifest something in the future. Now. Sometimes you want to manifest something in the past. Now. Go bring something from the future or the past here now to you. I know this is getting wild. But it's fun. So, loosely, time is or loosely speaking, the way that time is, it's more flexible here. So, notice that one concentric circle that is in front of you, that's the future, or the immediate future, is still tied to the immediate past, right? It's all tied together. It looks like a big spider web if you imagine it. And go around that circle, there's a past, there's a future. Now, the way that time goes, to go to, let's see. All right, to go clockwise is to go into the future slowly along that circle. To go to the past, you go counterclockwise slowly. You could speed up your vibration and rate at which you spin something to the future. I can't explain it. It's too intense. I know how if I have coffee and I leave it on the burner too long, I learned how to do this in the past month. If you spin the coffee slowly in a way in which it's counterclockwise, so I have it in the pot and I spin it counterclockwise, and then I slowly turn. I literally make a downward spiral motion with the coffee. And I imagine I'm putting that coffee back into the past. And I imagine that the future time and the now time is going away from the coffee pot. And I imagine that only the coffee pot is going into the past, not my hand or something. I don't have one baby hand because I keep burning my coffee, okay? So I do this and I blow on it, and I imagine that my breath has power to turn back time and blow away the current and the future time away from the coffee pot. So I do this whole thing with a visualization. It takes me like 30 seconds. But I can make burned coffee go fresh again. I'm learning how to do this stuff, guys. It's so insane to even tell you guys this, but I am learning how to do it, and that is what God taught me how to do. So just to start slowly. I can't manifest a cup in my hand and then boil the water in the cup immediately and then put the tea in it. Not like the masters do. I can't do that yet. We're getting there, though. We're all getting there. Jesus said you could do all this and more. He wasn't lying. It's all science, but it's wild and wonderful, weird science from higher dimensions, okay? So, let's see. So each one, okay, so there's all these concentric circles. So something that you want that's in the future, you want it now. You reach into the future, you speed up your vibration, higher vibration, like zzz, higher vibration. And also you imagine the clock spinning clockwise. You imagine that thing in the future spinning clockwise. Or if you want it from the future back, you imagine it going backwards, like counterclockwise, and slowing down on a spiral towards you. You might imagine that those concentric circles, each one goes a little bit higher in a plane, in an arc above, like at a 45-degree angle, maybe. However you want to visualize it, it's up to you. You are the creator, right? You are the co-creator here. So however you want to visualize it. I'm going to go over this stuff again and again, guys. I mean, we're going to keep coming up with different metaphors. So if you have no coffee, maybe you want to grab a cup of fresh future coffee. Borrow from yourself in the future. It's possible to do it. I don't know how to do it yet, but I want you to think about it. Set it in your subconscious mind when you go to bed. I want to learn how to do this stuff. And it's going to happen. You're going to figure it out and learn it. Or remember it. You're just going to remember it because you already are God. You've got the knowledge. The whole universal knowledge is within you. You just got to remember it again. All right, so when you do all of these processes, every single one of your chakras should be activated and rotating and spinning in the same exact rate. Otherwise, none of it's going to work. You don't want to know how to do that? Go back and listen to my episode on the ancient secret of the fountain of youth. It tells you exactly how to spin those chakras exactly in line with each other. A lot of the stuff that I started in January, we're building on an idea. Some of the stuff is meant for entertaining and relaxing you. Some of the stuff is just to build your energy and your vibration. Some of the stuff is building upon each other, okay? To be honest, I don't even know where we're going. God tells me as I get there, and he's like, okay, tonight's the night for this. Oh, gosh, okay. All right. And notice I'm still having allergies, so I'm going to have to spin that chakra. I think maybe that chakra is at a different rate right now, so I'm going to go spin all my chakras. Okay. So, all right. Now, you want to, after your chakras are activated, you want to manifest from your feelings, from your highest part of your heart chakra or your high heart chakra. That's the emotions and feelings. That's where the colors are coming from, right? When you pull in a rainbow energy into your heart chakra, which I've told you about several times now, the rainbow meditation that God gave me. You pull the rainbow energy into your heart when you're breathing, breathe it in, and your heart will separate all the colors. It's going to start regulating all your chakras. Eventually, you won't have to do the exercises because eventually it's all going to go together, right, God? Yes, okay. I had to get confirmation to make sure I'm telling you guys true. So, we're going to, from your high heart chakra, and you're feeling the emotions of it, everything is connected. Everything is now spinning. Your high heart chakra is putting out the emotions and the vibe that you want to feel with whatever it is you want to manifest. There's a vibration to that feeling of having it, and a vibration of that thing, and it's got to match or it's not going to work. Also, you have to be connected to your star chakra, your 8th chakra, which is 18 inches above your head. That's got to be activated and spinning also. And you got to be connected to the vortex, the spinning vortex around you. Ooh, concentric circle, spinning vortex. I'm just getting new information. So it could be spinning on whatever concentric circle you need. It might be a giant vortex to get something far in the future. Might be vortex closer to you to get something in the super near future. This stuff is crazy, right? Okay. So you have to manifest stuff from the feelings from your high heart chakra. Everything is connected. Everything is now spinning. Everything is going evenly. Everything is going clearly. Everything is going smoothly. You have to ask your higher guidance to help you with all this. Who's in that vortex? Your spiritual team. God, the universe, Brother Yeshua, or Sananda, whatever you want to call him, Lord Buddha, whoever you connect with the most. It could be your grandma Susie, right? Whoever has a super high vibration, you connect to that person the most. Your holy guardian angel, your spiritual guide, your spiritual teachers, the ascended masters who did this before us from the third dimension, right? We're doing it from the third dimension too, but we're doing it as a collective whole. The more energy I generate, the more energy you generate. The more energy 100 people generate, the more energy 1,000 people can generate. Can you imagine doing all this stuff on your own without anyone else generating barely a spark to ignite a AAA battery? And you're powering the Empire State Building, and then eventually you're powering the whole United States and eventually the whole world by yourself without other batteries helping you? That's what the masters had to go through. I mean, obviously not actual electricity or batteries, but imagine that. The energy they had to generate on their own. We're helping each other synergistically. I'm helping you with the information. You're like, oh yeah. Then you could go near someone and they're going to catch it from your brain. They're going to catch that idea, that feeling. They're going to catch it from your heart. You're going to become almost not actual radioactive, but in a way it's like being radioactive. Go near someone else, they get the radiation. They go, but we're radiating something other than that negative part of radioactivity. We're radiating love. We're generating a feeling, an emotion, love, power. There's power in emotions in the 5th dimension. All right. So you have to meditate that everything is working the way it's supposed to. Meditate, focus on it, learn more, ask questions, ask your holy guardian angel, ask your higher self, ask your spiritual teachers, your spiritual masters, your spiritual guides. Okay, now what's going to happen is once you're in the vortex and it's spinning correctly and everything is working, you then become a part of what is called the field of possibilities. This is also called Field of Dreams, like the movie Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you build it in your mind and in your emotional body and your heart and with your higher chakras and your vortex, it's gonna come. If you build it, it will come. This is your field of dreams, your field of possibilities, your field of waking dreams. You have to have a higher guidance connection. You have to be connected at all times from now on to your spiritual team, your holy guardian angel. Everyone, you got to be connected 100%. It's going to make you a little loopy if you haven't been doing it already. but you get used to it. Sometimes you'll be talking to somebody and you'll slip into a state of mind in which now Brother Jesus or God or someone's gonna come through you, Mary Magdalene, whoever's on your team, they'll come through you to speak to that person, to ignite them on their spiritual journey as well. And then all of a sudden you'll come to and you don't know what you just said, and that person's like hugging you and shaking your hand going, oh my God, you're the best. I love you so much. Thank you. You knew exactly what to say. And you're like, what, huh? This has been the best hour of my life. You're like, what? It's been only 5 minutes. Because God's been talking through you for 55 minutes, see? It happens to me all the time. I love it, though. It's a beautiful feeling. And when I allow myself to be used as a channel of God's love and will, it helps me. And the more it helps me, the more it helps you. Anyway, higher guidance connection. Make sure you've got that in place. Mother, Father, God, spiritual team, angels, or whatever teams, all your teams. Give your team a name. Your team could go, hey, blue dolphins, help me. White feather team, help me. Green dragon team, help me. Silver dollar team, help me. Give your team a name, something. I mean, my team is the Lily Rose team. I asked them to help me name it. They said, well, you like the magician card in the tarot. Lilies and roses exist in that card. Let's be the Lily Rose team, because you also like flowers, and we're going to teach you how to function between your knowledge and your desires. Lilies mean knowledge. Roses are desire. So ask them to help you with everything, anything, finances, money, quick money, or help solve a debt or an old bill or something. Love, health. Have them build your faith and belief in yourself. You build your faith by believing in yourself. Have them help you if you don't have it yet. It's okay, you're going to get there. Everyone's going to get there. Everyone has it. But we have it at different times, different rates. Got to speed up or slow down, whatever it takes. Usually you don't want to go in the past too much. But sometimes you want to backtrack a minute. For me, I always want to backtrack to fix my coffee. It's so silly, but it's just an exercise I do to learn the exercise so that I can move on to bigger, better things. Ooh, I just saw some stuff moving through my room. Ooh, I just saw, but under my desk, I saw like flutterings of white, like wings and stuff. I don't know, are we having cherubs in here? What? Cherubs and seraphim. The little baby angels? Oh my God, they're real? They're under my desk right now. They're playing and they're waving to me. Okay, that was fun. I see like just little blips and glimmers of the white light. I'm not directly seeing it with my physical eyes, but I feel them, and I just start feeling so giddy and happy. Woo! I don't know if you guys feel the energy shift. Ooh, that's so cool. All right. Speaking of energy shift, I need Archangel Raphael to come and heal my nose. This is like crazy. All right, I'll do that when I get off of this. Okay, we're almost done through the material. We had 2 pages of material. So you can start with something really small, manifest something really small. You can be as specific as you want. If you want to start off with a house or a car, but I say build your belief. Start off with something little. Someone's going to buy me a cup of coffee, or I'm going to find a quarter on the sidewalk. I'm going to find a coin on the sidewalk, or I'm going to find jewelry. My son manifested some jewelry. This is weird. He said, Mom, can I have $1? I'm going to go buy an earring. Sure. Yeah, here's $1. I don't care. Here, I'll give you 5. In case you miss the bus and you want to take a cab home if it's raining or something. Here's $5. Okay. He gets on the bus and he sits down and he sits on something. He's like, what's that? And he turns and he looks. And there's like 10 earrings right where he sat. And he didn't see it when he sat down. He's like, what? Oh my gosh. And he put that in he brought it home and he soaked in alcohol for a couple days. And some of the earrings, he gave to his girlfriend. And he's like, yeah, and some were for him. But he's like, this is so cool. I got free earrings because I asked for one. I asked for them. And he'd been looking at jewelry in a jewelry store, and like he saw a ring he liked. Oh, it was $80. Mama wanted. I'm like, I'm not gonna give you $80 for a ring. You gotta manifest it some other way. So he's walking down the street randomly, walked into a store, and he saw a ring that was almost identical. Not the highest quality, but $3, $5. And then he walked down the next day to another store, and he found antique jewelry. He bought me an antique 24-karat ring with a little tiny rainbow stone in it, like the magical rainbow stones. It was $3. And it's powerful. It's teeny, but it's powerful. So you can manifest something specific like that. Say, I want a ring or something. Make it simple. I want a white feather. Make it hard. Say, I want a blue feather, like Richard Bach did in Illusions. The next day, he walked into a little cafe or a little diner, and he asked for milk. And instead of giving him milk in a glass, they brought it in a carton. There was a picture of a blue feather right on the carton. He asked the universe for blue feather, for confirmation that all this stuff is real and he wasn't going crazy. That's what happened. Blue feather. So you make it easy, you make it hard. You know, the universe, as long as you believe that it's true, it's going to happen. And you know it's going to happen. You ask, and you don't keep asking, because that's to deny that it's going to happen. Ask once, let it go. And imagine those concentric circles are coming faster towards you. You'll manifest it faster. Keep asking for help. Keep asking for information. Keep asking your higher guidance, your holy guardian angels. Keep asking them for more information. Keep seeking new ideas and new ways. You're going to become a master of manifestation in the fifth dimension, better than you ever did before. Keep a manifestation journal, okay? Write down what you're going to manifest. Start off really small. I want to manifest a turquoise t-shirt. I was thinking, I love the color turquoise. I would love to have another turquoise t-shirt. And my neighbor shows up. Oh, look at this t-shirt I got for $3. I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. You bought this for me. And he's like, all right, fine. It was an Abercrombie & Fitch knockoff, but it felt just like an it was like perfect. Fit me perfect too. I'm like, oh my God. He goes, go try it on. If it doesn't fit you, it's mine. Fine. Fit me perfect. He's like, oh, damn. I got it for you. It's yours. Your shirt. All right. I'll go buy another one tomorrow. Whatever you want, you can manifest. Keep a journal. Keep a manifestation journal. Manifest a really nice manifestation journal. Manifest it for under $20. Maybe manifest it for $1. Go to the Dollar Tree, see if it's there tomorrow. Or manifest all the things you need to make it perfect. Put in pictures, feelings, colors. Put what you want to manifest on the left-hand side, maybe, and maybe on the right. Do it the way you want. Maybe on the right, say the date it came. The day you try to manifest it, the day it came. How fast did it come? The more you do it, the more you practice the manifestation muscle, the faster your manifestations are going to occur, and the faster your life is just going to flow like water, baby. That's right. You're going to become a master manifester. And I can't wait to hear about it. Send me all your stories to metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. Send me a voicemail at anchor.fm/metaphysical. If it doesn't manifest right away, it's okay. Keep trying. Keep practicing. Listen to this again. Get your chakras spinning correctly. Ask your higher guidance. Ask your holy spiritual team to fix whatever is going awry so you manifest that thing faster. Keep trying. We're going to do it. We're going to do it together. I'm still learning too, but it's fun. Anyway, I love you guys. Love you all with my whole heart, mind, body, and soul. I'm going to be here making shows every day until I don't have any days left. But my higher guidance said that's going to be about No, long time. Long time. I'll live another 50 years if I'm happy. If my twin gets here, I'll live another 30 years if he's not. I'm literally going to live an extra 20 years for him, so he better get into my life. Because we're going to be happy together. We're going to manifest happiness like nothing. It's going to be so easy. All right. Well, go practice. What are you waiting for? I'm going to sign off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.